What was it like working with Chadwick Boseman? Because your screen test is online.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah. Yeah, guys. I get it, but dang, I was so young. Oh, man, it was insane. Very humbling, too, In the moment, I just remember thinking, wow, this is a literal king. That's crazy, Genuinely, like he has that presence. So, yeah, definitely, another battery in the back to make sure. And also just a reminder, another like wake-up call on like your presence. Because, man, what a presence, And that was very, very, very inspiring, I think, to have experienced at that point in my journey,
How about somebody like Ryan Coogler? What have you learned from working around him?
To lock in, lock in and lean into the craft, do what you know and trust that you know it, He was super encouraging, especially as a director. Like you were here for a reason, like you were casted for a reason. And even if he doesn't directly say that, I think the choices that he allows you to make and the things he allows you to figure out
Proves it.
Yeah, it really does prove it. It empowers you in that way. Yeah.
How proud are your parents of you?
Oh.
They have to be, right?
Yeah, they are. I think they also had a bit of a whoa moment at the premiere just this past Monday. They were like, wow, like you really did this. That's crazy.
I mean, like, what was their initial thought when you were like, I want to go to a performing arts school?
Oh God, my mother cried.
Right? Because let's talk about it.
Mom.
Like, but let's give context, right? Like the sacrifice that they
Yeah.
all made to come here
Exactly.
and to set up a life, and you go, I want to do the
think I
arts.
shall. Yeah.
Have you heard of Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to try that.
Precisely. Actually, literally that. Yeah. Just wanting to make sure that, your kid is doing something that's going to set them up to lead a stable, happy existence and being nervous,
Acting really doesn't fall into any of that, really. Happy, yes. Stable.
Yeah.
If you're,
Yeah. If you're, yeah, But
even the luckiest of actors, it's not stable.
yeah, like at all, and that's also just a whole other muscle to work, But yeah, I think my dad, though, he was always super supportive. He's like, yeah, whatever you want to do, unless it's join the MCU, then don't enter with caution.
Don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up. But yeah, my dad was super, super encouraging. And it was really my grandfather, my mom's father, who kind of eased her, her concerns and encouraged her to trust me for a change, I had always, leaned into my parents' advice. And so he was kind of like, let her do it. She does everything you ask. Back up, And I think by the time my dad said it was the first play that they had come to see, that really was the first time they saw me act at all. So I understand. Like, here's your kid saying they want to do this thing and you don't even know. You've never done this before. What are you talking about, I used to, back in the day when they used to have these like casting calls and auditions over the radio for like, be a Disney kid.
Are you kidding?
Be a Nick kid.
I grew up in New Jersey, so I used to hear those same commercials.
Exactly.
They'd be like, "Can your kid dance? Does your kid dream about being on Disney Channel?"
You? Exactly.
Come on over to the mall.
down.
Come to the mall this weekend.
Exactly. Precisely
Come to the mall in Tom's River or Staten Island.
It was my dad and I in the car every weekend. Let's go, And they were reminding me of this. Like, we would make it pretty far, but it's always when it came time for them to collect that check, like wanting us to pay some crazy amount of money for something. We're
That's
like,
how you knew.
Scam.
Yeah, don't got that. And so I think when they finally did see me do like the first performance I ever did in my life, in high school at the Professional Performing Arts School, that's when my dad still says to this day he thinks that's my best performance. Like that will always be the one for him.
What was your role?
I played Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Wow, okay.
Shakespeare.